candidates are preparing for another round of tough questionings, this time from the audience. How will Donald Trump prepare for the town hall style event? Here now is Dr. Ben Carson, former Republican presidential candidate. He is a Donald Trump supporter. Sir, thank you for joining us today. I know you've done both kinds of debates. What makes the town hall strategy different? How does it feel different as the person out there?
Well, first of all, there's a certain amount of energy that's derived from the audience because it's much more interactive. And, Donald Trump is really a people person, so this is a format that will really play to his strengths, much more so than the relatively quiet debate that was seen on Monday. And I also don't think that you're going to have a lot of gotcha questions. You tend to have more informational questions. People want to know, what are you going to do about the economy? How specifically are you going to work to bring jobs back? And, what are you going to do about the immigration policies? And it won't be the gotcha style, so that's going to be good. But he also recognizes that people were expecting to hear a lot of things during the debate that they didn't hear. So he's going to, obviously find a way to insinuate those things if they don't come up in the question. Because you've got to talk about some of the things that were left on the table.
Right. I mean, in one sense, he owes her a lot of shots because he missed a bunch last time. At the same time, you wonder in that kind of format where you have people out there in the audience that are asking you real questions about themselves, does it make sense to turn and thwack your opponent? It may not be the right setting for that. What's your opinion?
Well, you can do it in an appropriate way. For instance, when you're talking, about the economy and reviving the economy, you can talk about the role of regulations and how he's going to look at all these regulations and get rid of the ones that are not helping the people. And then just bring up an example like Obamacare and the employer mandate and what it does and how she would like to continue that policy. You don't have to go into a lot of explanation, but you make the contrast.
Yeah. What do you think is his reaction in the aftermath of the last debate? What do you think that he wants to do differently this time around?
Well, I think the key thing that he wants to do is to make sure that he controls the answers that he gives rather than have them controlled by someone else. And in the process of trying to be polite and not overreactionary, I think he allowed himself to be led. But at the same time, he did a good job. You got to recognize that in the 24 hours after that debate, he got $18 million. I think that's the single biggest one-day total.
Yeah.
And the online polls all showed him doing much better than Hillary Clinton. And look at the kind of crowds. I mean, the next day, 30,000 people came out on a Tuesday night. So, I mean, you can't be swayed by the mainstream media who wants to paint the narrative that Hillary Clinton completely slaughtered them.
From start to finish, and he definitely, I don't think the problem at the end was him being too polite. It seemed like he got off message and she got under his skin. But if they're not going as much head-to-head, it's more about answering to the audience. The way you explained, he may have a better shot at staying on message at the end the way he was at the beginning. No? Maybe?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, Dr. Carson, thank you.
And he realizes that. Okay, thank you,
Great.
Melissa.
Thanks for